little tip for you investors and soon to be ones, and even the lazy investors. You know who you are. This form of investment will diversify your stocks as well, which is a bonus. Hi guys, it's your favourite YouTuber again, Dammy Solari, and you're watching. Yes, burner, fire, whoa, 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 whoa. Mutual funds are a great way to invest, diversify your stocks, and invest in a bunch of securities, a bunch of stocks, different markets with relatively little amount of money. A mutual fund is where a large amount of money is collectively invested in various types of securities all across all markets. The money comes from various types of investors, such as, you know what, this mutual fund actually looks pretty good, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna invest, therefore, put my money in that. This mutual fund bangs in it, looks proper good, fam. You know what, boss man, let me invest in this little thing. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. This mutual fund looks rather profitable. I think it's time for me to dib and dab in that. Edward, catch me my wallet. So as you can see, mutual funds gather money from various types of investors, all shapes and sizes, not just those three that you saw. And what they do with that money is that they divide it accordingly and invest it into multiple markets. So it could be in the stock market, it could be in commodities, it can be in securities, other securities such as bonds. And it can also be invested in different countries as well. So it covers a wide spectrum of different securities that you can potentially invest in. And you may have been interested in investing in. But guess what? It does it all under one umbrella. To put this into perspective, just one mutual fund can cover up to 100 different markets in just one fund. So when I say it literally diversifies your stock, yeah, it literally diversifies your stocks and just casts your net broad over the whole markets and allows you to do that for a relatively small amount of money. Trust me, you can't get more diverse than that. Okay. And it doesn't just stop there, but also you can invest in mutual funds that focus in a particular market. So maybe you can invest in a mutual fund that will focus in the technology market. But guess what? It's not just focusing Samsung and Apple. It's focusing in countries that you've never even heard of. It's focusing in companies that you've never even heard of. So it covers a broad spectrum, whatever it can. Let me throw in my disclaimer. I am not saying you should just put all your money into mutual funds. No. Don't do that. What I am saying is that you should have at least one in your portfolio. A little tip for you guys is that before you invest in a mutual fund, you need to do your research. Yep, you guessed it. But the way you can actually research about these mutual funds is by looking at their past results. There are mutual funds that have been going on for 20 plus years and have been making people money year upon year. Those are the mutual funds that you want to invest in. The mutual funds that you don't want to invest in are the mutual funds that maybe they do particularly well intermittently. So maybe 2 years ago they were really made a profit, but then last year it was looking absolutely terrible. It was negative figures. So those sort of mutual funds you want to stay clear of because they're unpredictable. But nonetheless, you can find a few, I would say a selective few, yeah, that are pretty good and reliable. That's the most important part, the reliability. And the only way to judge that is from past results. So if you find a mutual fund that is really good and ticks all those boxes for you, yep, just ticking away, ding, consistently racking in, racking in the profit from year upon year, then what are you doing right now? You should be investing in that mutual fund. What are you doing? What are you here for? Alright, invest after my video, of course. And off the top of my head, the one mutual fund that I can think of that I really like is called the Polar Capital Global Technology Fund 1. Yeah, I struggled to say that. Lots of words. But yeah, that mutual fund is pretty good because for the past like decade, they've been doing pretty well in terms of producing reliable results. And those are the sort of mutual funds that you want to invest in. But I'm not saying you should invest in that one in particular. I'm saying you should do your studying before you invest in. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention as well, be cautious with the actual mutual fund that you invest in, because there are tons, even under, for example, the Polar Capital Global Technology Fund One, like there are various different types of bands, and those bands have different charging fees, and those bands perform differently according to each other. So I'm like I said, I'm interested in Fund 1, but when I actually get to invest in, if I'm not careful, I could go for the wrong band, and therefore all of that research I've done, all that analysis has been done in vain because I've made a silly mistake and I haven't actually invested in the right mutual fund. So always be careful of that and make sure that you've actually invested in the mutual fund that you've been studying in. If the mutual fund has a slightly different name, then guess what? It's not the same mutual fund. I'll keep looking on, yeah, until you find it word for word. And with that said, I hope you guys like my video. I hope you guys like my channel. And don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Yes. Learn. Finance. Oh. Bye guys.